It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, we have arrived on the beginning of a new week. It is a Monday, and like most Mondays, we are doing a Metal Monday today. Mondays are where I get my metal fix, and today I am getting my fix of Ghost for the very first time on the channel. I didn't know anything about this band. In fact, I didn't even know they existed until y'all started talking to me about them and suggesting that I get to their song Cirice, and that's what we're up to today. So Ghost, they are a metal band from Sweden, and they were formed in 2006. They released their debut album in 2010. Their second album was released in 2013, and then in 2015 they released their third album called Meliora. And this album, the lead single was Cirice, and the song would go on to win the Grammy that next year in 2016. The song charted at #1 in Sweden and in the top 10 in the United States, but I hadn't heard of these guys until just recently. So as I read in here, most of the band's members perform wearing these identical face-concealing costumes. It reminds me of what Slipknot does, or even Daft Punk. The band members perform with their identity obscured, and they are known as nameless ghouls. And that's quite interesting to me. The lead singer is named Tobias Forge, and he has also obscured his identity behind characters on stage that he has assumed for different performance purposes over the years. On this album, his persona is Papa Emeritus III, which is described as an anti-pope. So these guys are pushing all my buttons here. This is provocative stuff, I think. The message and focus of their music has been quite consistent. The first album was generally about the coming of the Antichrist. The second album was generally about the presence of the Antichrist. And in this third album, we get this overarching theme of the absence of God. And I'm just curious to see what they have to say and what the music sounds like. The name of the album, Meliora, in Latin means the pursuit of something better. And the title of the song, Cirice, in Old English simply means church. So they're looking for something better. They've got a song that historically means church, and they're talking about the absence of God. I got to hear this. So let's take a look. Papa Emeritus III, Tobias, is on the vocals, and then unnamed band members are on lead guitar, rhythm guitar, keyboards, and bass, and they've got a couple of percussionists. So let's dive in, friends. This is Cirice by Ghost. Off we go. Hello. I was expecting metal, it's acoustic at the beginning. There's some chromatics in that. Strings down below. There's descending chromatic half steps in this riff all over. There's an A down to D. Do, do, do. Yeah. Do, do, do. That's cool. Half steps, half steps, half steps. There's the 5. I'm going to stop it. Okay. I got to figure this out, y'all. I've got my keyboard here. Hi, everybody. That, off the bat, has me going, what is going on? I think. Yeah, there indeed. Dum, dum. So that's a 5th. Bum, be, dum. I think it's, yeah, the tritone. So A down to A flat. Right. Bum, be, dum, be. Yada dee, yada dee, ba da dum. Right, so you get half steps, then half steps. All three. So, okay. So I think that could be just a tritone, but I think they're putting an E major chord. That's not an A flat, that's a G sharp. Ya-da-dee, da-da-dee, then B flat, ya-da-dum, B-da-dum. Then flat 2 is in there. That's some crazy stuff. I actually want to go back to the beginning and re-rack it so that I can get a sense of how the thing actually moves and plays into the rest of it. Plus, I want to hear the rest of that. So I'm starting again. Here we go. So the video has people coming into building. There's a girl. It's descending half steps.
Hurry up,
Cirice.
we're going to be late.
What is she looking at? So that's flat 2 to 1. Bow down. I think that's a mellotron in the background too, doing the strings. That's a 5. That's a really interesting motive to build a song around. The half steps break down the tonality. But they keep coming back to that D, and that grounds it there.
I feel your presence amongst us.
People don't know what they're looking at.
Can you hear the rumble? Can you hear the
There's the 4.
rumble?
They're doing similar stuff over the top of that. No, back to D.
I know your soul is not tainted.
No, your soul isn't tainted.
Even though you've been told so. Can you hear the rumble?
Can you hear the rumble?
Can you hear the rumble?
Yeah, to the 7th of that chord.
I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder
There's everything in this.
that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside
The
you.
chorus is a breakdown. How about that?
A candle casting a
The heavy part is the verse. The chorus was a breakdown. Amazing.
see eye to eye. Can you hear the thunder? I can hear the thunder that's breaking. Now there is nothing.
It's like they're using flat 2 over both the 1 chord and the 4 chord. So that's a similar motive.
Can't you see that you're lost? Can't you see that you're lost without me? I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart. I can see through the stars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart.
No, that's not it. I don't know the song well enough yet.
The stars inside you.
It's like an extra beat in there too. That sounds like a dominant extension, but it's dominant to G. Yeah. There's those chromatics again.
Can't you see that you're lost without me?
Just see that you're lost without me.
That's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking.
What a great tune.
I can see through the scars.
It's really complicated. So this riff here towards the end is just flat 7, flat 6, flat 7 before we go back. Major 4, then flat 6. What happened? They got the plug pulled. You got a couple people that like it. I'm not paying attention to the video as much as I should, because I was just trying to figure out what was going on in the music, y'all. That's amazing. I really, really, really enjoyed that. There's a lot of these metal songs where I'm like, I hear it like just the first verse, I'm like, yeah, got it. This has got some crazy stuff in it. I want to come back to the keyboard and see if I can figure out what was going on. Like I said, that D, I'm going to play this a little bit again. Bum-bee, bum-bee. So it's A, G sharp, and then it's F, E, E flat, then B flat, A flat, then E, E flat, D. I think that was that main riff going down. Be-da-dee, bow-dow-dow. Then they would get to the G chord. Ga-da-dee-da, thunder, da-dee-dum. And that stuff is what got me. And I don't really remember all that happened in there, but it makes the D, that big D riff at the beginning, feel like it's almost setting up that arrival to G later in the song. Instead of the song being in D, it's a song that might be in G. Either way, it's freaking cool, y'all. And like I said, provocative. That was some provocative stuff. So I found a quote from Tobias about the song's meaning. And he says, lyrically, it's a simulation of the relationship between religious authority and the individual person who cannot differentiate empathy from pure manipulation. Everything is disguised as a love song. Yeah, so let's take a look at it. The lyrics read as though they are reassuring that despite what we've been told, our soul is untainted. That they can feel the breaking of our heart, and they can observe our scars. Yeah, can't you see that you're lost without me? It's a message of acceptance, right? But I think it's coming from the point of view of a pastor or a faith leader in some way that is misrepresenting their motivation, maybe. It's not about love, even though it sounds like it. It's about manipulation, and that's what I think Tobias is going for. Whew, that puts us in some really murky feelings and emotions, right? Because spirituality, our mortality, and all of these things are very personal to folks, and they're very, palpable for us. And I've known people on all parts of the continuum, people that are very, very, very religious or spiritual, and people that really don't have a spiritual bone in their body. And morality doesn't care. Yeah, I've known people that are extremely spiritual, extremely religious, that are corrupt and mean to people. And then I've known people that are that have nothing to do with spirituality or organized religion, and they're the nicest, kindest people that you'll come across. So it doesn't have to do with that. But I've known many people that find spiritual stability in their spirituality, but they've done it, I think, as a manifestation of their own experiences. They know their own heart. They know their own scars. I know my own heart. I know my own scars. And I find meaning in this life and beyond from within, right? And then I can connect with others who have had similar realizations or who have had similar conclusions about this life and this existence. If it comes from within us, I think we're buoyed by that. It strengthens our self-image, and we become empowered to be in the world and be around other people, and we can be solid in our own sense of self and what we are about, right? But if our sense of spirituality and faith only come from what we've been told to believe, then, by some outside source, and we're not really solid on it underneath, then I think we're susceptible to being manipulated, because it feels good to be in a group, right? It feels good to have somebody saying, I can see the scars that are inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking inside your heart. I know that your soul isn't tainted, even though you've been told so. It feels good to be among people that think of us like that. But if we're not grounded in it from ourselves, from inside, we can be manipulated to do things and say things and vote for people that we really shouldn't ever have any business dabbling in, and that's where the manipulation comes from. It makes me want to keep looking into these guys, because you could just on this topic of spirituality, of religion, of messaging, of manipulation, of all that sort of stuff, you could just be a hardliner and say, this stuff is bad or evil and all this sort of stuff, and be really provocative. This made me think about it in a way that didn't preach at me or make me feel like I was being attacked. If you're open to it, it's a really interesting tune to ponder. I'm gonna have to listen to this again, friends. Really, really cool stuff. Ghost. I have a new band that I can listen to. Cirice. This was fun, y'all. Thanks for all of you that have been asking me to get to this band and to this song. I very much enjoyed it, and I hope to get to more soon. But that is all for today. I thank you for being with me, and we'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.